Everything you need to know about spam traps, part 2. Okay, in the second of our two-parter, I'm going to look at what you can do in order to avoid getting these spam traps in the first place. In last week's video, Chris pointed out what types of spam traps there are. Now we're going to follow on from that. Okay, first off, never buy or rent a list of email addresses. These are often from murky sources and can contain bad data, and many of them can be riddled full of spam traps. Don't do it, they're not a good idea, they're nothing but trouble. Always clean your lists. Now, if you're an email blaster customer, then our software will take care of all of the heavy lifting for you. Whenever you import a list, we scan it using something called List Doctor, which we've written in-house. List Doctor will scan your data and will remove any erroneous data. Now, don't take it as read that it's going to remove every spam trap out there, but if your list has got spam traps in it, then it's a surefire indicator that it's one to put in the bin. It's not a good list. Always implement a confirmed double opt-in. Now, when we talk about a double opt-in, what we mean is if I go to your website and I punch in my email address to subscribe, I'm not subscribed in that one click. What happens is your website will send me an email asking me to confirm my subscription. I have to click on that and hit reply, and I'll then be confirmed. That's a double opt-in. What that helps to ensure is that the email address that I've entered is a valid email address. So I've had to receive an email and I've had to reply to it. Only at that stage am I opted in. Now, it's never a good idea to use single opt-in. By that we mean opting a client in without sending them an email first. Now, this isn't a good idea because you can get bots on the internet that will randomly pump email lists full of harvested email addresses, bad data, and possibly even spam traps. So you may only be using a list that's opt-in from your website, but if it's single opt-in, it can quickly and easily become polluted. Reject malformed email. Now, sometimes when people are adding data to an email marketing list, they might use a test address, test@test.com, or they may have mistyped, or it may just be garbage. You really don't want any of that data inside your email marketing list. Potentially some of these could be spam traps as well. Always send a welcome email before adding that recipient to your email marketing list. Now, the idea of doing this is to check against bounces. If that person never receives that email and they never reply, then it could be that it's bouncing for some reason. We don't want these bounces on our email marketing list, so it's best that those aren't included at all. So if they don't get a reply, they don't get added. Use a suppression list. Now, what we mean by a suppression list is a list of email addresses that have previously been excluded from historic mailings. These could be email addresses that have bounced or unsubscribed, etc. You really don't want to be accidentally adding new email addresses when they've previously opted out or previously bounced. Again, if you're an email blaster customer, List Doctor will take care of all of this for you. It will keep an internal suppression list, and it will stop you accidentally adding this potential bad data accidentally back into your list of email addresses. Saying goodbye is not necessarily a bad thing. It's worth having an audit of your data on a regular basis, looking through historic analytics and looking at people that haven't interacted with what you've been sending for a while. Now, by this we mean people that haven't read, haven't clicked. There's nothing wrong with cleansing, getting rid of this data. Potentially these people further on down the track, they could be marking your email as spam without you knowing. So it's a good idea to get rid of these. Look through your results and get rid of anyone that's not reading what you're sending them. Because if someone's not reading your mailer, there is a possibility that the email address could be an abandoned email address, an address that no one's using anymore. Now, often these email addresses are picked up by email service providers and they're turned into spam traps. It could be an address that you've legitimately mailed to for years. So remember, never buy a list. Always carry out tried and tested housekeeping techniques, and this will stop you accidentally hitting spam traps. It will ensure that your email marketing is plenty successful for lots of years to come. Thanks very much.